Welcome to Jason in the kitchen. Today we're going to be making burger buns. So let's get started. Okay, for our burger buns, in the bowl of the stand mixer, I've got 375 grams of bread flour and 63 grams of whole wheat flour. You can use all bread flour if you'd like. I add the wheat flour to it. I've got 1 envelope or 7 grams of active dry yeast, 37 grams of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt, 1/4 teaspoon of amylase. You can leave that out if you don't have it. That is just a dough conditioner. You can get this on Amazon, but if you don't have it, just leave it out. It just helps soften the bread. Now what I've done is I've just mixed all that up together with a whisk, and so that's ready to go. Then I melted down some buttermilk and water. It's a cup of water, 3 tablespoons of milk, and 35 grams of butter. Just melted it down and then let it cool down to between 120 and 130 degrees. And then I've got 2 beaten eggs that are ready to go. And that's all the ingredients right now that we need for our burger buns. So I'm gonna start this on low speed. And I'm gonna add our milk, butter, and water mixture into the dry ingredients. Then I'm going to add our 2 eggs that are beaten. We're going to keep this on low speed until it comes together. And then we're going to increase the speed until we get it to where it won't tear when we try to pull it apart. That'll show that we've strengthened the gluten enough. So we will be back when we get to that stage. Alright, I kind of scraped down the flour along the sides of the bowl, and I've increased the speed to 2. Now I'm going to start increasing the speed till we get to high. And what we're looking for is for the dough to come away from the sides of the bowl into a ball. And then we'll do the pull test to see if it tears. Alright, so we've been running about 7 minutes on high, and the dough is still really wet. It's come together, but it's still really sticking to the bowl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another 1/4 cup of flour, this bread flour. And then we're going to turn this back up to high slowly and see where that gets us. Okay, after about 3 more minutes, it's come away from the sides of the bowl now. And I want to show you it passes the tug test. So now the dough is ready. Okay, I've put the dough onto a floured surface and put just a little bit more flour on top. The dough is still a little sticky. I'm gonna shape it into a ball and then put it into an oiled bowl. So we just want to kind of turn it over on itself, kind of make a smooth top as we shape it into a ball. Okay, there we go. Pinch in the bottom. Okay. We put it into an oiled bowl. Now we're going to cover this. You can cover it with plastic wrap, a sheet pan, a pizza pan, and we're going to let it sit for an hour to 2 hours until it doubles in size. and then we'll be back to measure out our dough balls. Okay, it's been an hour and our dough is nicely risen now. Now we're going to measure it out and make our dough balls for the buns. So I've got my scale here. I'm going to punch down the dough a little bit, get rid of that air. Got a lot of air in it right now. We're going to put it on top of our scale. And we see we have 882 grams of dough. Okay, so when we divide 882 by 6, which is how many buns I want to get out of this batch, we get 147 grams each. Now if you want to make a smaller bun, you could do 8 buns, which is what the original recipe calls for. I like my buns a little bigger because my patties are bigger. So now we're going to scale out this dough into 147 ounce or 147 gram pieces. Now if you want to eyeball it, that's fine. This will just give you more consistent buns as far as the size. There's 147. So if you can see here, I've got my dough and all I'm doing is cutting it with a dough scraper and putting it on the scale. Okay, I'm going to finish all the dough balls and then I'll be back. All right, we have all of our dough balls measured out. Now I'm going to shake these back into balls and I'm going to put them on a sheet pan lined with a seal pad. You can also use parchment paper if you don't have seal pad. I just like using seal pads. They're just, for me, they're easy to use. So, dough's still a little sticky. So what I'm going to do is very lightly oil my hand. And then I'm going to roll these into balls. If you've seen the pizza dough recipe that I did, it's the same idea. You just roll them in the palm of your hand. Now, what you can also do instead of oil is you can use water as well. Just put water on your hands. Make this easier. Or put a little bit of flour down if you like. We just want to get balls out of these. Pop any bubbles if you see them. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these dough balls and I'll be back. Alright, so I've got all my dough balls rolled out now. See, they're a little bit sticky and they're a little bit harder to work with. I just oiled my hands to help work with the dough so it wouldn't stick so much to my hand. If you have trouble like that, just add some more flour if it's too hard for you to work with. It's gonna make your dough a little bit denser, but it'll be easier to work with, and that's okay. Your buns are still gonna come out fine. So I'm just gonna cover this up. You can cover this up with a damp towel or some oiled plastic wrap or another sheet pan. And we're gonna let this rest for 30 minutes to an hour until they've doubled in volume again. And then I've got my oven set at 400 degrees with a rack set ready in the middle of the oven. Okay, our buns have risen. And I've made an egg wash here with 1 egg and a tablespoon or 2 of water. And we're going to lightly brush this onto our buns. These are really light right now. I mean, they're going to be light and airy. This will help, the egg wash will help them have a nice sheen and a nice browning effect when they're baking in the oven. Good. Now I'm going to sprinkle some sesame seeds on here. You can leave these off if you don't like sesame seeds, but we like sesame seeds. So put as much as you want. We like a lot, some people like a little. Alright, now we're going to bake these for, till they're golden brown and done. Probably be at least 10 minutes, up to 15 minutes. So we'll check on them and see where they are. Alright, don't these buns look great? Just pulled them out of the oven. Now if you want to, you can brush these with butter. It'll give a nice butter flavor. I don't do that anymore because it leaves the tops greasy, but that's up to you. If you like that butter flavor and that shine, you can do that, no problem. So what we need to do is let these cool down now, and then I'm going to put them on a rack to cool down completely after they firm up a little bit, and then we can try them. Alright, the buns have cooled down and they're ready to be used. They're ready to be sliced, toasted, and ready for your burger or sandwich. Now you can also use the same recipe and just shape them into hot dog buns and use them for hot dog buns. Completely up to you. So let's grab one of these and see how they are. They're nice and soft. Let's tear it open. Look at that. Nice and soft. Try it out. Got a good flavor from the whole wheat that's in there. Nice and tender. Not too sweet like some buns can be. Sesame seeds, nice texture. These are really good buns. If you're not going to use these right away, just put them in a big Ziploc bag and they'll stay fresh for days until you're ready to use them. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you like these videos, please like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, God bless you.